Hey, how's it going? I need to show you something because if you've ever built a custom GPT or a ChatGPT project and you've hit that wall where you're literally deleting your own instructions just to kind of fit in, then this video is going to feel like a relief. And honestly, it kind of feels like an exploit. It's not, but it feels like one. All right. So stick around for the next few minutes because once this clicks, you are never going to think about AI instructions the same way again. So here's the thing. Custom GPTs and ChatGPT projects generally have some of the most powerful features out there. The use cases alone could fill an entire video. But the moment you try to build something serious with them, you hit that wall, right? That 8,000 or 10,000 or 12,000 character limit. By the way, this applies not only to ChatGPT, but also to Gemini, Claude, your Perplexity. Okay, I said that right. So it applies to all of these different LLMs, right? So let's stick with the 8,000 character limit for GPT at this time of recording, right? Which when you do the math is roughly around 1,200 words. That's it, right? And at first you're like, okay, that sounds kind of fine. I can work with that. And then you actually start building and you add your tone rules, your formatting rules, your structure, you throw in a few examples, a few constraints, maybe a process or two. And then suddenly you are staring at that character count ticking up and you realize I have to start cutting down on things. Do I need to remove examples? Do I need to change the formatting rules? Maybe part of the process. What do I cut out, right? And every single time you cut something, the GPT gets a little worse, right? It starts getting a bit more generic and it feels not like your personality anymore, right? And I went through this myself too. Honestly, it sucked, right? I really hated it, to be honest. But here's the thing, right? I kept noticing something weird. Sometimes the shorter instructions actually worked better. And back then that made zero sense to me, right? More instructions should mean more control, right? But that's not what I was seeing. I'd remove a chunk of the prompt and the GPT would actually become more consistent. And then that's when it hit me, right? I wasn't solving the right problem because the assumption I was making, the same assumption almost everyone makes, is this. The instructions box is where the entire system has to live. You think of it like the master prompt or the central brain, right? The thing that tells the AI who it is before you even type your first message into it. So naturally, people try to pack everything in there, like every rule, every example they got, every constraint, until they hit that character limit wall. And then they think the limit is the problem, but it's not. And that's the whole thing, right? Now, here's what actually changed everything for me. ChatGPT isn't only reading that instructions box. Yes, it's reading the entire context window, which includes your instructions, your uploaded files, and also your chat history all at once, right? That's it. That's the real insight that people usually miss. The instructions box doesn't have to contain the entire system. It just has to tell GPT how to behave when it sees the information it needs. Let me show you exactly what that looks like. And hey, if this is clicking for you right now, the best thing you can do is just hit that like button real quick because it generally helps people find this. And honestly, it takes like 2 seconds or so. So yeah, I'd really appreciate that. And if you're not subscribed yet, now is probably a good time because where this is going next is something you're not going to want to miss. So, all right, let's get back to it. Say you want to build a custom GPT that helps you write structured blog posts. The old way is basically you stuff everything into that instructions box. For example, you are a professional blog writing assistant. Use short paragraphs, start with a hook, use section headings, include practical examples, avoid generic advice, maintain a conversational tone, and with a clear instruction, and you keep going on and on and on until you're pushing the characters limit. Now, here's the new way. You take all of that, every rule, every example, every formatting guideline you have, and you move it into a simple text file. Call it something like full instructions.txt or rules.txt, whatever, right? Then you upload that file to your GPT's knowledge section or your project's file section. And your instructions box is going to say something like this. When responding to the user, follow the complete system described in the full instructions.txt or rules.txt or whatever you name the file. Treat that file as the definitive source of truth for tone, structure, and formatting. Always reference that file before generating a response. That's it, right? So you see the instructions box here defines the behavior. The file holds the content. And you can change files too. Maybe one for rules. You could have one for examples. You could have one for processes. Just add a line pointing to each one in that instruction box. Now, once you understand this, the character limit stops being frustrating, right? Because you realize that it was never a capability limit. It was always an instruction limit. You have to stop writing instruction manuals and you start writing behavior rules. And behavior is actually pretty small. You don't need thousands of characters to define behavior clearly. You just need clean focus rules, what to prioritize, how to respond, what to follow, and what to avoid, right? That fits in 8,000 characters or whatever character limits you may have quite easily. And your systems, they actually become more consistent instead of being less. The same logic applies to projects, by the way. They have the same trap and the same fix. Now, I want to be real with you. I'm not an AI expert and I don't claim to be one. I'm just someone who spends way too much time with these tools, paying attention to what works and what doesn't. And this discovery right here, it wasn't just a workaround, right? It actually opened something much bigger, a completely different way of designing how I communicate with AI. And that's what I'm going to cover in the next video in this series, because that's where this goes from being useful to being kind of mind-blowing. All right, so if you don't want to miss that, make sure you are subscribed. The next video is coming in a couple of days, and I genuinely think it's going to surprise you. And hey, if you ever hit that instruction limit and felt that frustration, drop a comment and let me know. I'd love to hear more about it. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.